Hillary Clinton's flurry of town halls and Today Show coordination. There were two issues on which she seemed to be particularly aggressive, really on offense. The first one is gun control. In Manchester, Clinton talked about her new gun control proposal, which has four main points: tightening loopholes for gun shows and online sales, closing additional gaps in background checks, stopping domestic abusers from buying guns, and repealing immunity for gun makers and dealers. And she rounded all of that out with rhetoric like this.
When the NRA was on one of their, tirades and calling the alcohol, tobacco, and firearms enforcers, jackbooted thugs, President George H.W. Bush resigned as an NRA member and said, no, I'm not going to be associated with that. So, ideally, what I would love to see is gun owners, responsible gun owners, hunters, form a different organization and take back the Second Amendment from these extremists.
The second issue where Clinton went on offense was from her interview with the Today Show this morning. That issue is Benghazi, fueled by Kevin McCarthy's comments that the Benghazi committee has dragged down her poll numbers.
This committee was set up, as they have admitted, for the purpose of making a partisan political issue out of the deaths of 4 Americans. I would have never done that. And if I were president and there were Republicans or Democrats who were thinking about that, I would have done everything to shut it down.
Mark, my friend, Hillary Clinton really on offense on those two issues. My question for you, whether doing that, being so aggressive, will help her get her campaign on track.
To quote the last woman on a national ticket, John, you betcha, at least in the short term. The gun issue is an emotional one for Democrats now, probably the most emotional in the country. It allows her to be in league with Martin O'Malley on the far left on that issue, and also to stand up for something she believes in, without a doubt. She's always strongest, like most politicians, when she's talking about what she believes in. And on the Benghazi thing, we got a preview of what the hearing is going to be like. She was indignant on the issue of political exploitation of the hearings. Mr. McCarthy is going to regret that comment for a long, long time.
Mark, you mentioned the gun issue and Hillary allowing herself to put herself in the far left and be in league with Martin O'Malley. You left out the person who is, in this rare instance, not on the far left, and that's Bernie Sanders, who has a pretty mixed record from a liberal perspective on gun control and gun measures. She does not have very many places where she can outflank Bernie Sanders to the left. And so she's going to take advantage of this one. I think it's good politics for her. And, we've been talking about the Benghazi thing now for some days, about how much an advantage that gaffe by Kevin McCarthy gives her going into those hearings. Look, she needed some way to turn the page, and maybe these two issues coupled allows her to finally, as we said, get her campaign on track and have her be prosecuting rather than on defense.
She was in fine form today, clearly energized by these two issues. On Saturday, with Al Sharpton, she came in sadness on the McCarthy remarks. Today, she came more in anger.
Right.